I think we lost Joe Rogan. I think he's gone. I think he's part of them now. He's accepted too much money at this point. It's got to be the only logical answer as to why there's so many holes in everything that he's saying. Number one, the clip of him calling Theo Von crazy as Theo Von speaks truth on everything that's happening in the world right now with politicians and global elites. And Joe Rogan's response is, you're fucking crazy, dude. You're losing your marbles. Get off those antidepressants and come hang out with us. First of all, Joe, who is us? Are you saying that you are part of them? You are part of that group and that Theo Von needs to join you guys now, just like you've joined them? And now there's another video that I just watched of him telling Theo Von in that same podcast that when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, he was in Utah, like elk hunting or something. And then it follows up with a clip of him doing his podcast with Charlie Sheen and finding out the news right then and there when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And it shows him going, we just heard that Charlie got assassinated. He takes his headphones off and he's like, oh. So what's going on, Joe? Whose side are you on? And why are you just blatantly lying to Theo Von during the podcast with him? And why are you like all of a sudden anti, not democracy, but just like anti for the people? Because you wouldn't have said that if you're not. You know what I mean? And Theo Von is a pretty good dude. Like, he's always speaking his mind, as we know. And he just says, he said the politicians are slurping kids and doing evil things, and Democrats, Republicans are all the same, which is like, we all know it at this point. Those of us with a brain, we all are aware of the fact that everything's a lie. And then Joe Rogan, Mr. Free Thinker here, goes, oh, you're crazy. He's gone. He's done. Joe Rogan's cooked. He's part of them now. He's part of the elites. He's gotten paid too much at this point, and he's never coming back. And there's another clip of him as well from years ago talking about, something about money. And he goes, that flat earth money, that flat earth, or that round earth money. That's what he said. He said that round earth money.
I don't know why people think that just because you get a certain amount of money or your net worth goes up a certain amount, and I would like to know what that threshold is so that I can stay away from it theoretically. But why do people think that just because you have a difference of opinion or you may think differently from the person that you're standing next to, that automatically means that you're a part of them? I don't even know who them are, right? Is it a Wizard of Oz? Is it somebody that is behind a curtain or a screen that is controlling the narrative? And yes, I understand that there's elites. Yes, I understand there's power. Yes, I understand politicians and all of that. But how come you can't have an opinion that's different from somebody else's without being done? Why can't you be in discovery mode? Why can't you even be wrong in the minds of somebody else? And when it comes to most of these issues, to be honest with you, there is no right or wrong because nobody truly knows. We're using context clues and theory and things that we think that we've seen on the internet. And I always laugh when people talk about what they think that they know that is right, because sometimes I think to myself, well, if they're so powerful, why would they let the information get over to you, right? There's a such thing as, and I'm not sure exactly what the term is, but not necessarily telling people what to think, even when they come to being woke, but feeding information to let them think that they've discovered it on their own or to believe something while you're having a completely different move or you trying to distract them from something way different. So even when I think that, let's say the Epstein files, right? Do you think that they would have released that information, especially if it was pertinent to some bigger investigation, if that wasn't intentional? Like, if it's so elite, if it's so covered, why would they make that available to the general public and then release it? It's almost like, wait a minute, this can't be this easy. It can't be just the fact that the people called for it and all. Like, it's got to be something bigger than that. But that's how my mind thinks. That's how my mind works. I don't believe everything that's surface level. And even when people think that they've dug 1 or 2 or 3 levels deep, I'm like, man, that information is readily available. But coming back to the whole conversation, I believe that it's possible to have a difference of opinion or have a different theory. And even if you think about it like from a conservative, Republican, Democrat, liberal, the reason why I like John Fetterman is because it's almost like he's not anything. He's just like, of course you got to designate a party, but it's like the party of common sense of what's best for the people in a general sense, right? And you don't agree 100% with anything that anybody says, even your own mother and your parents and family sometimes. But there is no room without somebody saying that you're a part of them all of a sudden. And it's like, I got you. I got you. But it's always more popular to think that somebody is sold out. And so that's the narrative that people go with.
And that he's getting paid to say that the earth is round instead of flat. So just be cautious, everybody, of Mr. Rogan. I don't think he is who we thought he is anymore.
And Joe Rogan been bought out. I'm telling you, Joe Rogan has been bought out. Somebody bought him. Even his responses, I've been watching him for years. I've been watching the Joe Rogan podcast for years, and he done switched up. I'm telling you, when the last time Theo got on there, and he was speaking about we done got poison and all this, and Joe was acting like he didn't know what he was talking about. But I'm telling you, on some of the shows that I done seen, Joe was saying the exact thing Theo was saying. Joe Rogan has been bought out. Theo is like Kanye. They can't buy him. They can't buy him.
So, all right. So, what is the threshold? That's the first question that I have. What is the threshold? What's the threshold for somebody to like? Because let's say, for example, because Joe didn't have money for a long time, and let's say Joe had 200 M's, right? Is 300 M's gonna then change it? Is 400 M's gonna change it? Is 500 M's gonna change it? Like, how much is the bought out? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I gotta switch my. What's the threshold? Is what I'm saying. That's all I want to know is what the threshold is, so I can understand where you guys are coming from.
He got a platform. He got a following that love him to death because he's a natural, because he's authentic. Joe Rogan has been bought out. Somebody gave him a call. I'm telling you, somebody gave him a call and told him, "Look, you talking too much. You already know too much." And they bought him out. That's why he don't respond like he used to respond. Even when Terrence get on there, he try to make Terrence look like a fool. I'm telling you, Joe Rogan has been bought out. I've been watching it for years.
I'm catching a ton of hate right now. The past 12 or so hours have been really interesting since I posted this video about Joe Rogan doing the podcast with Theo Von, saying that he was in Utah at the time of Charlie Kirk's assassination. But then when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, he was literally on his podcast with Charlie Sheen. And I made this post saying it's weird what he's saying, and it sounds like he's switching sides. And it sounds like, from the looks of it, after doing a little further research, it looks like I got clip farmed, right? Where I fell for a clip that was out of context and just responded to it right away. But here's the pros of this. The pros are that the video is going viral on both TikTok and Instagram, and I'm not going to take it down because views are views, and I just don't care. And the second pro is that I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care what anyone thinks of me, which is why I've become successful on social media. That's why I've got 4 million followers, because I just don't care. And everyone's DMing me, and like the one guy I posted on my stories, like calling me a liberal and telling me I'm taking it up the butt from my wife. Just like crazy things. Another guy like DM'd me, he's like, "You're a pussy, you're a beta." I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? And it's funny, man. I think my toxic trait and my blessing at the same time is that I just don't care. Like, that is what has gotten me to where I'm at, dude. If I cared, do y'all think I would be eating raw goat testes and like doing all of?
Okay, I don't know about all the rest of this. I wanted to make sure that I captured the rest of it. I react to these in real time, so that's why you see them. I had to go ahead and get the follow-up video because I wanted to get the full context of what he was saying. I do think that it is a strong trait to not take it personal when people have a response to you on social media. However, I'm not sure if it makes sense for you to leave it up. If you know that you said something that was absolutely wrong, then you don't want to continue to promote it because people may not actually see the second video. Like, I was able to see the second video because I had to go back and look to see if he had made a second video. Instead, the one video would pop up on your feed and your page, and you would be led to believe one thing, just like the second guy that was on there. And instead, I don't know, man. But I guess my point is that, you see how easy it is to deceive somebody, and somebody can present you with one thing, and then you got the age of AI that's thrown in there. I just like good conversations. I like when people have a difference of opinion sometimes and they can communicate without it actually going to a different place. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm holler at you guys later. Peace.